Hello and welcome back to Creeks and Camping, and in today's camping video I will be camping alongside a creek and obtaining the camping stick. I arrived quite late at the campsite on day one and my camera was having a few issues. As you can see, it was a little bit blurry and just nothing was quite working with it. I eventually realized it was from when I put the camera into the creek in the previous camping vlog, and I quickly fixed it with a little bit of cleaning and taking off the cover. I had a look around the campsite because I was going for a few days, so I wanted to find a nice spot to set up. So I figured buy these yellow flowers would do. And I talked about my favorite game, Ghost of Tsushima. Highly recommend if you're a gamer. It was late afternoon, so that meant the sun was obviously going to be setting soon, and I was honestly not feeling too good. But apparently that wasn't going to stop me, and to be honest, I kind of needed to set up, which is what I did. And then I rested in my swag as the sun set before me in a beautiful sunset. Then day 2 arrived and I was up bright and early, enjoying the campfire, having a nice meal, and today I was going to go exploring the campsite. As I didn't have anything left to set up today because I did it the previous day, today I was free to explore, so I was checking everything out. I decided to go look for birds in this big tree. As you can see, I'm looking for them, but not having too much luck, except for the fact that if you actually look, you'll see there's heaps. So can you guys see any? Tell me in the comments, how many birds can you guys see? I saw one. I wonder if you guys can find any more. I'm now going over to this tree over here because it looks pretty cool. It's called a weeping willow, and to be honest, I'm a good fan of these trees because they look absolutely beautiful, and I'm into that. I have this stick here, which was just a little stick I got just to help me walk. Little did I know this would later lead me to find the camping stick, which is basically the face and identity of my channel. Anyway, I arrived at the tree and it was just as good as it looked from afar. It was an honestly really lush tree, and I just love the greenery when it's that perfect color between light and dark. And this tree achieved that. And then for some reason I just decided to put a filter over the footage, because why not? You can see there's a little bit of the tree there and it looks absolutely stunning. And there's this weird thing in the water, not too sure what it is, but it looked a little bit gross. So I left that alone, and it was time to go back. I had to get back to my little campsite, and this was my camping stick. Or at least I thought it was going to be my camping stick, because here we go, 10 minutes later, it's dead. So, like any other camping stick, we got to give it a funeral. And I'm going to chuck it right back into the creek I found it in. As you can see, alright, second piece going in. There we go. Now, I need a new camping stick, and so the quest began. I eventually came into this little area where I just bashed this stick into a tree here that I didn't like, and as I was doing that, something caught my eye further down the creek. It was this stick here, so I split the end off of it, and here it was. This was how I got the camping stick. The stick that I take with me on pretty much every camping trip. What's literally the heart and soul of the channel. This was how it all began. And soon it was time for me to go exploring with the stick, because there was a lot to see.
from the places. There was a bunch of other campsites that were around on the other side of the property. So I went for a walk, and it all looked very nice. You can see there's a nice view of the creek down there. It's very beautiful. More weeping willows, which is what I like to see. Absolutely beautiful trees. I know I did go for a kayak right through the creek, and I found this absolutely stunning little cove, I guess you could call it, that was just hidden underneath the weeping willows. It was so beautiful. I just didn't bring my iPad at the time because I didn't want to accidentally drop it in the water. Anyways, I kept walking around just checking out the scenery with my stick, my beautiful camping stick. And then I came across this tree here. It was beautifully big. Got a little bit concerned of snakes in a little bit of a hole, and then I went to saw some cows before they became steak. And that was my sad attempt at a joke 2 years ago. Or is it 1 year ago? Something like that. Anyways, the sun started setting as I spun my camera, had a nice dinner of potato and meat gravy, and went off to bed. Day 3. Today was a day, like many days, except today I had new stuff to do. As you can see, I'm going for a walk up the river to the weir. I honestly had no clue what a weir was at the time, and it's pretty much just this piece of like stuff that water flows over. Anyways, I decided to go check it out. Some of the fence here was going into the water, which I found to be interesting for some reason. My stick was starting to prove very useful, however, as it was kind of slippery as I was on the edge of the creek, and there was cases where I got quite close to the water, and I nearly fell in. I got to the weir, had a nice look around, filmed a 10-minute sleep sound video for my Bush Life channel, and went back to camp, and did a little bit of a shot of the camping stick versus a tree, because I was running out of ideas of what to film. So here we go, I'm fighting the tree, I'm gonna go in for a hit, we're bashing it, we're smacking it. The tree's doing absolutely nothing in return because it's big and bold and scary. And I'm whacking the side of the tree, and I'm knocking that bark, and I'm knocking it good, and that bark is dead. And it appears that I have won. I killed its child. The camping stick has victory on the tree. And you see, we're just going to make sure it's dead by squishing it a little bit further. Then I started to get low on power, which isn't exactly ideal. And I just get walking around a bit more because I needed to sleep in the afternoon. But I needed to exhaust myself first, so I went to go check some beautiful purple flowers, which were quite beautiful. And I walked over to this nice little field of them, over in a bit of an area. There's a bit of tall grass growing in the middle of like all the mown areas where the pathways have been put out for the campsites. And it was very nice. It was quite beautiful. Nice little bit of scenery. There was heaps of these flowers in the area. Like as you were driving up here, they would just see like huge fields of them. It's nice. And then the sunset came as day 4 approached. Day 4. Today, it was mostly just a day of relaxing. It was very cold last night, so I was down by the fire to warm myself up. This was probably one of the coldest nights yet out of all of them, and I didn't bring the proper stuff that I needed to wear, so I was freezing to death. And then for some reason I was talking about laws of plants. Don't really know why. And I was filming these other lovely flowers that I found, which looked a little bit different from the previous ones, but nonetheless still pretty. And then I saw something moving in the creek, so there could be some fish in there, I'm thinking. Some kind of fish. Not too sure which ones, but I'm pretty sure the property owners do a bit of fishing in here, something like that. So I decided to poke my stick in and see what's going on. Not much, to be honest. If anything, it just got a little bit muddy, which isn't exactly ideal, but oh well, that's fine. We can handle a bit of mud around here. I just kind of stuck it around, and I talked about my next vlog that was upcoming, which I will also be remaking after this one because the audio sucks on it. Don't listen to it. It's scary. Anyways, I walked up a hill because I had no idea what I was doing at this point. I was honestly just trying to relax, and as far as going to get footage was, I'd pretty much filmed anything that was interesting. And for some reason, most of it involved filming the ground back then. I don't really know why, but my camera skills have changed somewhat since because I don't film the floor constantly. Anyways, I charged up my stuff, and the sun was setting for the final night, and it was going to be very, very cold. I woke up really early and saw the moon out like this, and I thought, that's pretty cool. So I got a picture, and then the sun came up later. I went for a little bit of a walk around, got warm, had breakfast, went to go see the weeping willow one last time before I left, because it really was a stunning tree, and I got a few photos of it, and this thing. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This was my second camping trip. I got the camping stick, which is the heart and soul of the channel now, and this is really the trip that started everything for me. Hope you enjoyed. So now, without further ado, let's get into some highlights. One of the highlights for me was when I showed up and saw those yellow flowers reminding me of my favorite game, Ghost of Tsushima. They were absolutely beautiful flowers. Now the second highlight obviously has to be getting the camping stick, because this is what really started everything for my channel, and I kind of got a bit of attachment to this stick over time. It's a very nice walking stick, I will say that. The third highlight was the sunsets. This trip had some of the most beautiful sunsets that I had yet to see while camping, and it was an absolute marvel to watch as I ate my dinner with the sun setting in front of me. And on to the last highlight, the weeping willows. These were absolutely beautiful, lush trees, and I'd love to go somewhere where there's heaps of these in the future for a camping trip. They were beautiful, stunning. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, maybe consider sticking around for more.